Hey guys, welcome to Save For Myself episode with your host Ty June. And today's episode is Save Me From My Love of Tupac. Some of you may or may not know, Tupac died on September 13th. He was shot 4 times on September 7th in a car going down the Las Vegas Strip, and he died 6 days later in the hospital. If he was alive today, he would be 52 years old. Now, in this episode, we're going to talk about the movies, the music, the industry, how his music make us feel, and how that impacted the music and the culture as even felt even now. So let's wrap it all up and we can talk more about it soon. So stay tuned.
Good Sunday, everybody. Welcome to the Ty June podcast. But she might not save me time, she might not save me money, but she might save me from myself. Let's tune on in.
For me, it all started with the famous 2 words, California love. That's right. So let's not hum that any longer for no copyrights here. Let's just talk about the music video first off. The music video with its Mad Max dystopian set in 2095 and the rugged desert set. If I remember correctly, it probably only took like 2 weeks to assemble everything that was needed for that music video. And it was directed by Hype Williams. Yes, Hype Williams explains a lot. Of course, our infamous Chris Tucker popping up in another music video from the 90s. If you watched my other episode, Saving for My Love of Michael Jackson, then you would know that I talked about You Rock My World, which also had Chris Tucker in it. The 90s treated him very, very well. But anywho, this music video in the middle of nowhere, there was complaints of getting lost coming to and from set. There was helicopters, there was the cage, there was explosions, there was a motorcycle chasing. Like, if you have not seen this music video, I need you to. The music video runs about a little over 6 minutes. And back then, again, where music movies were very popular, gave you a story, gave you a timeline, and it's pretty much just trying to captivate your attention, and it does. Clinton Powell playing the villain was like the perfect idea in this case. His voice and his overload of emotions and body language is very, very, very compelling. And so that's just, cherry on top. And the next song is that I remember very vividly is Brenda's Got a Baby. And I can't remember what I was doing, where I was when I first heard this song. But again, I'm presuming it could most likely have been my mom, because my mom was playing a lot of rap growing up. So I was exposed to a lot of rap and hip hop. But it was the thought of, like, again, artistically appealing. The music video is shot in black and white. Even going back to Michael Jackson's Bad, where the first 2 acts are shot in black and white. But the thought that it's saying based off true story, with a girl being based off a true person that he saw in the newspaper. And that video's music and lyrics are very, very deep. Viewer and listener discretion is advised on that song. And it's just the singing and the melody, and you can feel the emotions in a lot of Tupac songs with his vocalists. It's very important for Tupac to bring up topics like that, knowing where he grew up and how he grew up and the neighborhood he was in. Teenage pregnancy is a very, very scary topic. But it was real. It was happening. And it was happening, unfortunately, in Brenda's case, that she wasn't purposefully in the situation. It was the circumstances. And as Tupac will always say, that even though you're born in the hood, doesn't mean you can't get out of it. A very deep song. If you haven't heard that one, I don't know where you've been. I don't know what you're doing. But again, Discretion is advised. Very deep topics, very heavy topics. But yeah, he needed be impacting. He needed you to hear him beg and for you to listen to what was going on, and hopefully someone would pay attention or take note, because this was happening a lot. Storytelling in music is my favorite concept of music, because again, it brings you and the artist closer in some common ground, and you can relate to them. And Tupac is very relatable. And even with the storytelling leading over to my next one, it would be Dear Mama, which is Tupac writing a love letter to his mother. But knowing that my mother is also a single mother, she also had 2 children, and the struggles of living in the projects and growing up on food stamps, things of that nature. It just made it to where it was very relatable. And I'm like, I understand. I see your point of view and how you were sad about not having things, and the kids were making fun of you or picking on you because you didn't have those things, and your mother made it work. Our moms made it work. And it's very, very deep as well, because of him bringing up his mom's addiction and bringing up the circumstances of her life and decisions she made, and that he was angry. His dad wasn't around, but she still held it down. And I appreciate my mother in the same aspects. Again, Tupac was saying, even though you were in the ghetto, you could still get out of that. And that's exactly what my mom did for us. And, going from that to gated communities to nicer homes and things like that. So, yeah, like, Dear Mama, I really appreciate you. And the chords, music, I love it. And another thing, as I was looking back into this, like, Until the End of Time is another song I remember. And for some reason, I have this memory of being in the passenger seat in a car at night, and like one of those nice, crispy, chilled nights, going down the street where there's like barely any cars in the road. So it must have been really late at night, and just hearing this song. Like, this song still like makes me cry, like, till this day. Like, this song, you can hear with the vocals and stuff, you can hear the intensity and the raw emotion, like, in the recording, knowingly, like, that's what was laid out in the studio and recorded and immortalized forever. That sounds easier said than done. Played it, like, my mom played a lot of rap and hip hop and R&B growing up, especially a lot of rap music. You had the Busta Rhymes, the 50 Cents, the even like the old school stuff like Slick Rick, and of course Biggie and Tupac, and so that's what was displayed to me, with that kind of music and that kind of talent. For us, I guess it didn't really matter about the East Coast versus West Coast. It was just, if the music was good, if the music was good and it was slapping, it was hitting, we played it. And my mom would play when we clean, played in the car, and I heard all of it. The thought of how the songs hit differently after he's physically not here with us anymore, and just hearing his words and reading between the lines, all these songs just hit differently. What he thought about life, what he thought about love, what he thought about death. And you can kind of pick it up in his songs. And now, I can't talk about Tupac without talking about the movies and the acting, and about Juice and Poetic Justice. Now, the next thing I'm about to say may make you want to click off, may make you want to turn this off, or I just rather you be mad. Stay tuned, stay here, but just be mad. But I have never seen Poetic Justice or Juice all the way through from top to bottom. I know. That may all change tomorrow or tonight, maybe. I'm sure I'm going to find a way to watch it, because I was just thinking about, like, I could probably watch these now. Not that it mattered, but yeah, I was too young to watch a lot of stuff, but that's not an excuse now, right? Never seen like Above the Rim, or what was it, Gridlocked, and stuff like that. Never seen those, but it's crazy because Pac went to an art school, poetry and music, so it just made total sense to me that he also took up acting. And the whole thought of like it was so, it appeared to be so easy for him, like just being trained more and be practice it more, but it seemed like it wasn't difficult. And like memorizing scripts is just like memorizing music, and so that wouldn't have been the struggle for him. Now, as far as you probably want me to go into Jada Pinkett and Pac's relationship and all that stuff, I'm not getting to that. This is my episode, so I'm just going to stick to talking about Tupac and him as a whole. We're gonna keep negative energy somewhere else. Okay, we're gonna put it over there. Okay. But as far as knowing the people around him, was very supportive for the most part. You or anyone or me could relate to him, and the most important element of creating any content or music is to relate to your listener and your watcher, and that's exactly what he did. It's when something exists, but then once it actually presents itself, that you don't know what to do and how to deal with it. And so, cease and desist letters being sent to Tupac and all this stuff, and it's like, you're only doing that because you're intimidated or unfamiliar with something like him, or people of color for that matter already having their issues with being Oakland Hispanic and Black. Is like, you're already scared of us, and then yet you want to make even more reasons to make it like, oh, they're the bad guy. No, that's your story. Stop putting your perceptions and your story on other people, because this is how this all came about. This all could have been prevented. And even to this day, nobody knows per se who shot. At this point, I'm just hoping that him and his mom are together, resting in paradise and enjoying each other's company, looking over their alive relatives, and just reminiscing and enjoying peace and faith, amongst other things. But yeah, thanks for letting me take 10 minutes of your time. I could definitely dive into this a lot more. I can definitely do that in the future. So let me know how you feel about my 10 minutes of your time segments. These will be episodes so that there's a topic to talk about, start conversations and things of that nature. But yeah, just don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and check out the links in my description for me. I'm fundraising for American Suicide Prevention Month with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. I have the link down in the description. Any amount counts. I'll be walking in my local walk in November. And so the more I raise, the more it goes to that, and I can get a free t-shirt, things of that nature, different milestones. And it always comment in the top, comment any topics in the comments below. This is Ty June. Thanks for tuning in. You made it to the end. I'll see you next weekend. Dear mama.